Good evening, everyone, and welcome to teamfortress.tv. I am Marxist. Tonight I am joined by Ro. Neither of us have cast in a while. I think I hold the record, though, for longest time away. How you been, Ro?
I've been good. I've actually been secretly training in the caves of I don't know, Nepal or something. They have caves in those mountains, right?
Oh, almost certainly. I have not been in any kind of master's training of any sort. I'm just enjoying retirement on an island for boomers, I guess. But we've got 12 in the server, so let's just go over the rosters here. We're on a new map named Clear Cut, and for the comedic value of all those watching, neither of us have really played this map very much. In my case, not at all. I believe, Ro, you've got some experience
I was
with
actually
it.
one of the playtesters for this map back when Lucrative was running playtest maps. I was on B8. That was the version I played of this map, and the mid was a lot different back then, and I would say it's a lot better right now. But before we go into the map, let's go into the teams. Marxist, who you got?
I will do my anime list. You've got Baradactyl on Medic, a guy I mentored one time. Psy Guy on Demo in his original form. Alpha and Aim are your soldiers. Happy Cool and Kev are your scouts.
Yeah, and over here on shie, we got Toy the Medic with Exile on Demo, Ether and Mirrorman, the soldiers, and Midas and Jinx on Scout.
Yeah, I actually have
Exciting
a fun backstory for Jinx was if you remember Pascal the Medic.
Oh,
I
yes.
guess Jinx and Pascal were friends, and I was looking for a scout backup because we had a scout on some team that was going on vacation for a week, and she was like, "Pick up Jinx," and that was my first interaction with Jinx, who had like never been on a team before at that time. So good to see Jinx playing at a high level today.
So that's the secret, guys. If you've ever played with Marxist, you're bound for glory maybe like 4 years later.
There was some incubation time on Jinx, but I recognized talent right then and there. So it's gonna be cool. I also love casting Koth maps, so hopefully this is as fast and furious as can be expected. And our lack of map knowledge will not give us away, Ro.
Oh no, definitely will not be working against us. We're going to be going live. We can't even really go into the stats of the teams, but you guys saw them on the stream. Your guys are good. We're going to be going right into it, and I guess you want to follow maybe MyAnimeList for this opening mid?
Yeah, I think that would probably be a pretty decent move. We'll see what the rollouts look like just in general, because it looks like we're headed right side on both iterations, and demo damage is coming out straight away. I haven't really named any players straight off because they're coming across right now. Pretty easy distraction bomb coming over, but for the most part, a fairly passive mid still yet.
Yeah, Dingo fell down trying to go behind, but Trip Y was on top of things, and that is going to be a full push coming in from the blue players. They are not afraid, and the Medic is not going to be able to escape. It's down to Bull, the Demo Man trying to work his way around. I think that's Exile. I could be mistaken. Yes, that is indeed Exile going down there at the end. So a full wipe, aces, if you will, because every single player survives. So now Bear and his squad are going to be trying to get into some kind of forward hold, but it looks like, no, they're just going to be playing relatively passive on this mid. There's a lot of ground to cover, so it definitely seems like a good choice.
Yeah, and there's a lot of doors and stuff here going on too, so I imagine your forward hold, you need to really take it. Because you had the early roamer death, essentially, that guy's going to be up pretty soon. So now the push comes back, and we're trying to get the objective here is just get the Uber out. Let's see, did they... No pop was brought, so Bear hanging on there, it looks like.
Yeah, they're making their way into the yard here, trying to get a control of boxes, and I can't think of better names, but everyone else is moving out the left side here. A lot of action coming in through. The Demo Man is putting so much pressure into these players around the corner, and then Midas or Jinx, I'm not sure which, took a big pipe there. Everyone else is just waiting very passively. They got the Uber, though. Looks like Toy will be pushing forward with this, and the rest of the squad is going to be making their way in through this valley entrance. There's a lot of low ground to cover, but they are going to be making their way through here. They're calling for the Uber, and there's going to be potentially a bomb coming in from Mirrorman. Scout is around the corner. They're popping right away and getting into the face of the Demo Man, who's going to be popping counter-intuitively. Looks like Trip trying to take a lot of damage here. Backed up, and overall, that Uber exchange didn't really net them any positive things here. They're down a player, and players are also backing up to try and get some heals.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing mistakes with rosters as well. I'm deeply confused. But Yeah, see, I recognized that Judy from Spy Kids, aka Dingo, was in here. And I was like, wait a minute, they're on my friends list, what's going on? So we've got wrong rosters here. It's alright, we're correcting. They're just trying to make this difficulty level of this cast just that much higher for you guys. So, but what we're seeing there is we had an Uber exchange come in on a team that was dominant on the point, and that's just never going to work out well for the attacking team unless a miracle occurs. And so all that we really accomplished there was to trade out our Uber to lose a few more seconds off the clock.
Yeah, and time is just continuing to tick away, and the Uber is going to be popped off aggressively from the blue team. They're making their way forward here to try and catch up this medic. A little bit of spam coming through. Esper is not going to be able to take any of that, though. Definitely going to be pulling these players back, and unfortunately they're going to fall to the hands of Y, who manages to keep finding his way in and out. Dingo also trying to pull some kind of shenanigans from the back lines. Going to get taken down here in the valley, and it's looking grim, but there is an Uber advantage in their hands. They've got 10 seconds to work with while they work on getting that Uber. They got to get some time on the point here. Right away, Esper trying to get some pressure onto the soldier who's just distracting Y immediately into the face of Frog Meta. And Staffodil going to get taken down by the scout Pain. The time is on the point, though. They're going to be able to get a little bit of effort here and actually get some time to work for them. But unless they get this medic here, it's going to be looking grim for the rest of this round. And there is still a player behind, hiding very patiently on the health pack. Going to get spotted out. Going to get that kill immediately. There's going to be a lot of pressure coming in from the scout, trying to find him as soon as possible. But the medic's going to be caught out here at any moment. Nice little pipe there from Exile. Going to be, or not Exile. Exile's not in this game. Psy Guy. That's what the SG stands for on my end.
Yes, I'm going with that too. Yeah, that was a really well played there from our blue comrades there, because they knew that you had to just come to them, don't lose your meds, keep calm, let them have the point for 4 seconds, take it right back.
Next mid, we got Psy Guy a little bit slower there, not going to be able to get too much pressure right out the gate. Immediately, Dingo tries to get his way across the silos, and then a follow-up bomb from Race Car is going to be immediately, that's Alexandros taking down the medic and keeping on the pressure. Both soldiers from the red side are completely uncontested. This is a complete 180 from the previous round. You'd think that it was something like a miracle, but instead it's going to be a very clean cleanup with only one soldier left behind.
And this death is actually really going to hurt them because the spawn timer is abysmal. So you're going to have a med with Uber sitting on this point, and you're not going to be able to run your suicide until like 5 seconds from now. So that's pretty rough in this scenario. But yeah, the Dingo behind bomb worked really well this time. They got an early kill on the medic and then behaved correctly, because after that, it's on them to take your medic. So it looks like we're going to see suicides coming in now. Oh, they're right on the med. Yeah, he's going to drop. That was a really well orchestrated double bomb. They like pinched him into the corner there and then just held on to it. So this should turn out really, really well. And we'll see a cap here. And our friend in Conjugation is going to hang on here and cap that point and have Uber.
Yes, Spare, aka Cronjington Magoo, on your end. Everyone on stream has no idea what's going on because we probably have the plugin that gives them their proper names, but we're forced to guess who's what.
That makes the difficulty level higher, thus resulting in a better cast for everyone, really.
Speaking of which, Judy from Spy Kids flying through the sky with his boots. I don't know what Spy Kids had for like jetpacks, but Bull is going to be trying to make some moves here. That's, yeah, Bull. That is his proper name. Trying to clear some ways for the rest of his team. The scouts are taking control of the shack here, and no soldiers have initiated on either side. Finally, we see a significant bomb coming in around the corner, locking him into a double spam. It was the ultimate pincer. Marxist coming from both of the soldiers. Excellent stuff from Alexandros and Dingo.
Yeah, that was, it was my how the tables have turned there, and it resulted in a drop again. In a lot of those cases, it's either Bear was being significantly braver, or there was lack of comms from his team to let him know that someone was going to be on that backside of him, and so he just ate it. And now you're going to experience a full Uber to this point. Really, your objective here is to slow push this so you don't have to pop it all. So far, so good. There is a soldier bombing across. They're going to have to pop it off. Scouts are running in here. That's going to allow them to catch up to their demo, who nearly died. And now they will secure the point. There are 2 players, both soldiers, behind them right now. They're actually going to split to either side. Right now, they're not responding to this well. Everybody's turned around and looking at different stuff. They're going to manage to get a kill, but they have not capped a point yet.
And the spam is coming around the corner. Lots of pressure for the blue team. They're going to have to back this off entirely. It looks like shie is going to be doing a lot better this time around on maintaining their presence. They are still down on time, significantly in fact. I wouldn't have expected it because it felt like they've been much more in command, but now with the Uber coming in, it looks like the rest of MyAnimeList is going to be doing a lot of pressure, but thankfully they were able to get a nice little frag there onto either Happy Cool or Kev, and that's going to be a very good initiation. Also a little bit of pressure onto Bear. He's going to have to force here, and that means this counter push is coming in hot and ready like a bowl of ramen, if you will. A lot of pressure from Dingo as well, going to be taking down all these players. It's soldier on soldier action. Nothing to be done here. A respawning scout is going to try and initiate, pick off this scout that he heard was low, but that's going to be the end of him. Legit is legit, and we'll be taking care of him 1v1.
Yeah, that was super good reorganization. Like, after any push, your disorganized team spread out. They just backed back up, and some actually pretty lucky pipe spam hit Bear right in the face, and he had to pop before they capped, and that put them in excellent position to re-push. We do end up almost with a dead player there. They do cap the point right now. The Uber situation is relatively even, so now it mainly comes into using your respawn advantage correctly. And it's capping the point is actually really going to hurt them here, because their respawns are way delayed. They end up losing their medic, and red is all over them. We do have a scout that is covered in Vaseline, is not hit by anything, but the point will be capped down, bringing us to even time most likely.
Yeah, he managed to slip away from all these players, and it just keeps coming up daisies for the shie team, because they just know how to get control of this map, and it looks like the rest of MyAnimeList just keeps clumping up and getting punished for it. It's really in the hands of people like Dingo, who just knows how to bomb in, get behind, and be a presence. Pain, though, going to be getting right on top of the medic and get that force off. This is very good stuff. Thankfully, Esper is going to be able to take down that scout. Guy falls for his efforts as well, but there are 2 soldiers trying to get in behind. It's going to be a little bit of an effort here from AIM as well. If he can try and pull one last-ditch effort before going out in a blaze of glory. Legit says, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Yeah, and that's actually going to really hurt them too, because that's an off-kilter death, and they're going to end up dropping their med here, so I think that is curtains on this round, so that'll even us on up 1-1.
I like where this is headed, Marxist. It started off as a roll, and I was like, oh no, what did we get ourselves into? But now, as you say, the turntables have turned.
Yeah, of course. So we're coming into another mid here. We'll see if it goes down. Maybe it's maybe if you cast, it's good luck for one side and the other. So we're going in right again. Dingo goes in right behind. No one really seems to care right now, and we're playing a very passive mid as Pain is going back. I think we've actually got a scout and a soldier back. They're going to end up losing 2 players, but Guy goes down. Not such a big deal. He probably didn't have ammo left anyways, but that's going to start to hurt them now as the reload starts to come in. Bomb comes through. Scouts are in. Basically, this is Scout DM here. They are going to trade out on a demo. They're going to start capping the point. Yeah, and it looks like the scouts here are going to bully them out. Pop Ubers over an uncapped point row. So now everything's basically going to reset, minus the fact that there will not be another demo to take on Guy here.
Yeah, and AIM was keeping on the pressure there just enough to hold some players back. Now Dingo also putting a ton of pressure onto the Guy. Guy will not be stopped in his efforts to kill Legit. There's so much spam coming in from all different areas. Guy gets disconnected from the rest of his team. He's calling for an arrow. Will he get it? He does, after pulling off a nice little pipe onto the enemy demo man. But a nice bomb comes in, puts in so much pressure on Bear. One follow-up rocket. No, he's got the jukes. And a choke from Dingo will be the end of this effort. The mid that lasted 2 whole mid fights has finally come to an end, and everything's coming up MyAnimeList.
Yep, and that was quite a long mid fight. Took a long time to resolve. That was all about playing respawns and keeping your cool. That's another thing for players like Dingo, who've now played an invite forever. They're not going to get rustled by this kind of stuff. So you see experienced players stay calm and gather up. Now we're going to see an attempt to Uber force that's probably going to end up being an Uber v Uber fight on the point, which so far has not gone well tonight for the attackers, but they drop anyways! Side Guy had a sneaky trap there, and now it all falls apart.
And the very only consolation prize here is they forced the Uber and managed to pick up Saigai. However, Saigai's timer, despite being significant, definitely won't make an impact. I do think he will be up before anyone from Shie decides to rally the troops. Why a little bit forward here. Going to potentially get a pick onto Bull here. He just does a little bit of rollout. I think he rolls out to the right side. There's actually an immediate offensive, and Saigai is nowhere to be found. Dingo might even be able to cut him off here at the very end. Gets a little bit of damage onto all these players who are now in the back lines, not connected to their medic. Bear has to try and pull off these heals. He's arrowing left and right. Can't quite connect on anyone. A little bit of initiation from Alexandra, who's trying to get into the fray. Tripwire also going to be initiating from the back lines at any moment here, and Bull gets disconnected entirely. He does manage to sneak around the corner and pick up a health pack before not even falling. He will be alive and well. The cap almost fell into their hands. Would have been just a nice little recap, but this might actually be to their advantage because now they still have the respawn advantage. The Uber does get forced off here. The Uber will be ready from Toy if he can hold on just a moment longer. It was so close, and that was the pistol work from Mr. Brosby. No clue if that's either Kev or who, but Saigai also pulling off some nice little pipe action here. Going to take down Esper and Bull, and a third falls from Legit. Can he get a fourth from Dingo? One little pipe. Do it for me, baby. Of course, he misses every single pipe, but connects on the fourth, which is all that matters.
Yeah, he's just single-handedly holding this down right now. He's in a precarious position, but when you have 12 projectiles, you can do things, Ro. But that was very, very good game knowledge to know they can't have Uber yet. Pop Uber, kill their medic. So that is how we've ended up with such a lopsided time here. They're actually bullying back in now, using respawn advantage, but they're going to lose Saigai and everybody's really hurt. They have no projectile classes. Some arrows come in and actually sacrifice both scouts. I believe Bear's going to make it out of this all right. He's just going to get scared a little bit, but that's not going to result in a recap. It's also going to cause the Uber times to fall equal, which is an advantage to the team which holds the point.
Indeed. Yes. Yes. I don't know why I keep calling him Toy. That is my mistake. Daffodil, the medic, making their way through now onto the point. They're going to be Ubering this time, getting in the fray, but Bear has his ready to go. The advantage was not quite too far off, even though he was disconnected from the rest of his team. And now that they have the point, they got to try and find a way to maintain whatever advantage it is. They have their players now respawning. A little bit of heals coming into aim, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's, yeah, that is aim. And aim will be able to get a nice little pick onto the enemy soldiers. Both soldiers falling down to the hands of the enemy soldiers. But the cap will come back into their hands for even just a moment. No, it's just not going to quite make it there in time. And the aggression comes out from Trip. He's going to be pulling all the stops here to pull these players out of the fray. And that's going to allow their demo man Saigai to reload his 12 projectiles, as it were, Marxist.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing that went down there is that this point was allowed to be capped when Ubers were relatively even. And they are majorly on the back foot now. But I don't know, things are coming down. Uber is going to be forced out of Bear. He's going to have to try to do something with this with a point that's mostly capped. No Uber forced out, and we have a pause, or my internet died. One or the other. Aha, it's a pause, says Looster. So blessings betide us all. So yeah, this is pretty bad overall, because we're gonna frog meta is what I've got here, is gonna push the point. They probably, yeah, Daffodil, who we continually misname. Frog meta Daffodil has full Uber and shouldn't have to push, but no, the scout hiding around the corner. Disaster.
Yeah, the counterpop does.
Cap it too, though.
Yeah, they will try and get some security in this point, but they've actually managed to leave their medic wide open to all the scouts who have just been needling their way through the players one by one. And if they just even breathe on Dingo right now, it's going to be the end for this midpoint. Esper is floating on my screen, maintaining his Running Man impression. Finally, the server has caught back up, so we're going to be seeing normal things all around. Saigai getting pistoled down, but will be able to snake his way around the corner and survive. He's going to have to rely on the health pack, which is still not quite loaded back up. The players are getting rallied for another push, but Dingo will get the first frag in this exchange. Y, aka Trip, will be falling to those meaty rockets. Almost going to be a reinitiation here.
Yeah, Bly got pretty badly airshot there. Kind of embarrassing. It was a sundial. But they are getting wiped out here. The repush, too strong. Oh no! But Daffodil's going to go down. Doesn't really matter. Blue's going to pick up that second point. Yeah, that was an excellent repush there. And managed to cap out and win. We'll see what happens on this mid. So far, I can guarantee
Marxist,
one thing.
Marxist.
No,
honey,
it's over. It's over.
It's okay.
Yes.
We are no longer under the oppression of ESEA.
I know.
The halftime is at 2.
I didn't see the thing. So, but I'm going to take a bet with you right here, right now, okay? This is where I was headed. It was going to be a joke. Dingo is going to bomb behind at the next mid. That's where I was going. That's all I wanted to say.
That was the punchline?
That was Dingo's going to bomb behind. I guarantee it.
You know, he's been taking very liberal use of these silos, making his way around the valleys and the nice little awnings. And with all of that, you've been constantly seeing him making his way into very important spots. Trip Y has also been doing a very good job of these kind of bombs, but the rest of the scouts that have been on Esper and Legit, they've been doing a very good job of making sure and keeping a handle on Trip Y's shenanigans. So I do definitely think that Dingo has been a much more dominant force as far as the getting behind, getting in the fray in the soldier department. If we look at the stats, I'm hopeful that will reflect it.
The chat in the server is saying that the stats might be jank.
I don't know. That looks pretty normal for us. Maybe it's because they maybe neglected to reload, and so they've got carried over logs from a scrim or something. Who knows?
It looks fine to me.
And
so what do you got on the stats row?
Yeah, when we look at Dingo, he does have the most damage in the server, followed closely by AIM on the opposite side. He also has the most frags of the soldiers, so I was right in that area that he's leading the charge for the soldier battle. Also has the most air shots, 8, by the way. Twice that of Trip.
I've only seen that one that got dropped down on Y. That one was pretty rough, because he was completely unable to airstrafe and just got devastated. So, I don't know. I don't know how the accounting for air shots is done now, though. So sometimes it counted it if it was 3 feet off the ground. So
yeah, nice little knock up is all it takes these days to get those stats padded. So it's lost its luster. But if we're looking at the rest of the stats here, Saigai living up to what we saw in those final moments with one pipe for a name for every player. He was just, that 400 DPM comes from somewhere, and we saw it with those pipes. I mean, when you're hitting every single pipe on critical players, that 400 DPM is sure to follow.
Yeah, we've seen pretty clearly from the pipe spam on Saigai too. Not to discredit Sai's aiming ability, but he has a really good sense of where to just blind fire pipes and hit people as they're hitting their keys behind a crate and things.
We're live.
I know, we're actually live again, though. This one's for real, bro. I'll let you do it since I tried to steal the last one that was just halftime.
The halftime mid is no further. It's Dingo trying to make his way through the silo. Does pull a little bit of a distraction here to give Legit some room, but the soldier spam is going to bully him off that shack. And it looks like initiation is coming in from Dingo once again. Can't find his angle and gets taken down here, but close behind is going to be his partner in crime, AIM, who's tried to make another effort here, goes down as well. The scouts are on top of things, and it looks like the rest of MyAnimeList is going to be shutting this down and canceling Daffodil. There's going to be no fan service show for you.
Yeah, that's rough to lose your medic that late, too. So, Bear and company are way high on the mountain right now. I did enjoy that Dingo tried to go behind twice and was blocked both times. The second time by a pretty effective Platinum-style wall shot, air shot. So there's an old reference from like 9 years ago for those of you out there. But it looks like we're going to see a re-push here. It's probably going to be a sack. Try to get that med going. Actually, some accidental time on the point. The pincer move doesn't come down, but we do get the pop. So, mission accomplished, Ro.
Yeah, these soldiers just know how to find Bear's hiding place. He thinks he has comfort. He's like that little cat that sneaks into that box or somewhere under the couch where he can be safe and comfortable. But the reality is, when we see Dingo and his partner Aim jumping in, they're like the race cars, the little NASCAR cars you have that can slide under the couch and find their mark. And as we see right here, a lot of pressure coming in, going to be able to take down people like, what's his face? Aim, not Aim. Aim was the one who died, and his partner in crime is the other person who I can't think of at this moment.
Yeah, because we've got alias issues. But they do push back in. Full Uber, in fact. No pops or anything exchanged because you have 2 quick losses. Universal rule of TF2 just about is if you lose 2 players in quick succession and the other team loses nothing, no matter how many players are on the board, you're done. And so they got out of there. Bear back the team on up. They are now pushing back in. Uber exchange over the point. This is, so far tonight, has not gone well for the attackers. We'll see how they regroup and if they can re-push this.
Meanwhile, Esper was dancing on top of 3 stickies on the shack. Doesn't get punished for it, though, unfortunately. Little initiation from Dingo, going to get a lot of pressure, though. The medic is dancing. Bear is not quite too pressured, but with all the damage coming left and right, it's going to be hard for him to keep these heals up. There is, however, a wild card in the back lines. Alexandros is not going to let that go any further. He's keeping an eye on Trip, who's now just been spotted out. So much damage, they're finally going to have legit try and get there, but no, he gets taken out by Bwai, and now Bwai is going to be confronting on Daffodil. Does not even manage to get a single rocket off. The counter play is happening on the point. There's a lot of pressure, but there's not a scout there to help Bull, so Bull will have to be pushed back and resort to cowering in fear as they finally get themselves ready. The Uber is ready, though. They might have an opportunity here, a window of opportunity to take down Bear. They sneak around the corner. Dingo has also managed to jump behind, but he's on the wrong targets, and that's going to be no effort onto the medic. Oh! Dingo does manage to find his way through, but can't quite get the force. It's going to be up to Alexandros, who does manage to pull it off, and legit also picks up a consolation frag onto Aim before falling to the hands of Kev and his scout. Happy cool.
Well, and ultimately that was a brilliant play initially to push him with the scout there, but in that scenario, if you're that Ubered scout, you have to commit to the med, even if you die, because backing out and surviving does not help your team in any way, shape, or form at that point. And instead, we end up losing the point over it. So here we are trying to come back through. The consolation frag, though, actually saves the day because they don't get throttled into the back of the map for so long. Now we have a fight over the point, but you lose your med straight away, so it's not looking good, Ro.
Yeah, all the pressure here is on Shie to make their way through. They see the opportunity. They've been in this spot before. Shie, here we go again. They got their Uber ready, and they're going to be moving their way forward. Here comes Bull with the bomb. He's getting right on top of the medic. Bear's going to get forced right away. Not going to be dealing with any of that pressure whatsoever. The scout is lingering, ready to swoop down on Bull, who's a little bit overextended, trying to get a frag onto Sty Guy. He's going to fall, though, but Sty Guy has gotten a ton of pressure. The soldiers are alive and well. Dingo's going to try and get some pressure here as well onto the soldier. He does manage to take him down before falling to the hands of Bwai. Bwai actually taking out Esper there. A medic saw tries to come in for the play. Daffodil is staying alive and keeping a little bit of a surf, but just rockets himself into the fray of Bwai. Trip will take him down, and that's going to be a full reset. And it looks like overall, though, Bear, sitting on 50% of Uber, is going to be able to push his way forward here with the rest of his team.
Yeah, and with the minute 38 deficit, this is a pretty huge mountain to climb. May as well be Everest. They are coming in now. They actually don't care about playing the super time. They're going to go in with what they've got. They do have kills right off the gate. You do have Dingo trying to go in behind, and Psy Guy is just continually taking names. And a Sun on a Stick is awarded as well. And this is basically trash time. They pop the Uber, get Bear another Uber on the night, and that will be yet another round.
Yeah, there goes to 4 still. I'm not crazy, right?
I mean, as far as I know, that's correct. Yes.
Okay, so we're still in this. MyAnimeList has not secured themselves the ultimate victory. That is still yet to come, but it is match point. And a little bit of pressure from Saigai onto Esper will try and keep that up. A lot of spam coming across the way. Everyone's waiting very patiently. Daffodil is calling for the push. Dingo and his soldier friend Alexandros gets in there. A ton of damage on the bear. He gets launched into the air, and a nice little plat shot, maybe even a Tyrone if you will, does secure the frag. A little bit of a juggle up for Mr. Frog Meta is going to get a ton of pressure. He surfs once again. The scouts are trying to converge onto this medic. Oh, could this be the legendary double kill? No. I was looking at the health of the soldier or the scout in the demo, and it looked like Kev was potentially going to get this frag here. He's so much pressure. I assume that's Kev, right, Looster? Okay. Mr. Brusby is Kev777. Thought I got that right.
Since I was a medic main for so long, Daffodil's movement there to mouse strafe around the rock without being shot by anything was excellent. That probably saved their life from that hungry scout. And as a result, they have full Uber sitting on the point. You're going to clock 30 seconds or so out of this, give or take, as long as the viaduct, the ultimate rule of viaduct still probably applies to this map. So that's wonderful news when you're down. So as long as nothing catastrophic happens here with the suicide, everything is fine. There is a Y back in behind it. They're losing a lot of players and they get forced. So that's virtually worst case scenario. But you do have a pretty nice little pipe come out.
Yeah, Saigai there was bombing in. Kind of felt weird since I was feeling like Bear was going to have his Uber shortly. But no, that was exactly what they were going for. They were trying to get players divided while they sent in the real killer, which was the scout who got the force off. And now, with even Uber, or not even Ubers, full Uber advantage, MyAnimeList is looking to find their next offering. It looks like a bomb is going to come in onto Bear. Miss every single rocket. Bear is unfazed almost entirely. Finally pops it off here. A little bit of an effort from Bull. Tries to get into the fray and get a little bit of pressure off. And it's down to Saigai, who's getting into a 1v1 with Esper. He's not going to deal with that. Esper says, I'm a bounce. And he pulls back for Daffodil, and they're going to maintain only a 25% ad. That's not really going to cut it unless they are really, really good.
Well, the upside for them is they've got a pretty significant time advantage. So even if this sucks, they can still go over again and even up the clock. So we're going to try this slow push back in. They're coming out before the Ubers are up, banking on the fact that we're going to see pretty passive play here. They're going to lose a player really early, though. Soldier in trouble over on the right side. They're both on him. Now they're going to wrap around behind. The Uber is now ready, but we're 3 players down, so this is where you're getting punished really hard. Meta's gonna drop Uber. That's the absolute worst thing that could happen. And now time is definitely gonna even up because a certain player named Baradactyl is going to have Uber.
And this forward hold is looking very dominant right now. The stickies are all on the right side, the main, the spam is coming in left and right, but the scouts are not fearless. Esper and Legit make their way forward, and soldiers are going to fall as a result of it. The only consolation is Bull picking up a frag onto Aim, who was trying to escape out the valley, and now the rest of the players are just trying to make one last-ditch effort. Legit, though, nice little pickup onto Happy Cool, going to take him out, and with a follow-up from Alexandros, this could be an opportunity to get onto the medic here. Even though Legit is sitting very light on 15 HP, he's waiting patiently for an arrow around the bend, does pick it up. A little bit of effort here, does manage to take out Kev, but the aggressive Uber is going to come in from Saigai. He's trying to find a little bit of anything here. Very desperate to pull one little pipe here, but Legit is just dancing on him. And that's going to be a good initiation for the rest of the red team. It looks like Shie is going to try and get their ground.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused as to why we had a soldier behind, but they didn't kill the scout and the soldier standing on the shack to the left of the point. Like, that should have been pretty easy for Sai and the gang. Maybe he didn't have any ammo left. We're gonna see the repush now with Uber. This should turn out okay. Oh no, they dropped the demo right at the start. This is gonna be another just unfortunate event after unfortunate event. And what are they gonna get? We're gonna get Y.
And then a nice little pickup on the other soldier, Aim. I mean, that's not really enough to work with here, especially when you didn't even cap the point, and your medic is now getting pressured by Saigai, who is constantly being a threat on this point and pulling players left and right. It's not looking good.
Yeah,
we got a 30-second on the timer too.
You're ticking down here. This should not have gone down this way, but you had two just abysmal Ubers back to back. We're gonna try to fight over this point now. The Uber comes out to defend it. 14 seconds left. It's basically just don't die to this Uber time. They're gonna lose 2. The time is on there a little bit. You gotta be careful, but the demo is spamming you right here. They're bombing over the top. Lots of spam coming down. Gotta get on the point now, Ro. There's 2 players, 3 players out now. No, it's not gonna happen. This is completely hopeless.
Oh! Yeah, no, there was an opportunity there when Bull managed to position himself on top of the shack there. He was on low HP, but was still able to maybe play that high ground to his advantage, spam some stickies around the corner, do a ton of damage, but instead he got bounced off or just scared off, and as a result fell into the fray because there was too much pressure. They needed to get onto the point, and as a result it looks like Shie is going to take the loss here with a convincing 4-1. It was looking really good on that second game, but then MyAnimeList just took it into their own hands and maintained dominance.
Yeah, that probably should have been a round. They just like really mishandled 2 Ubers back to back. And I can understand how that happens. I mean, I've been in mumbles before too, where like you're already losing and then the bad thing happens, and so you overcorrect really hard and result in a disaster happening again.
Yeah, it's that overcalibration. It's a very good way to put it.
But we do have statistics, maybe.
Yes, it's a combined logs, Marxist. We're in the future of 2020. I know you've been hiding away in hibernation.
Yeah, I prefer
this is what we've got.
The world ended that year, don't you know?
Yeah, no, 2012. We've been living in a loop of bad things to come, but let's not worry about that. Let's talk about this 420 DPS. Wow, DPM. If Saigai was pulling 420 DPS, he would not be in TF2 right now. He'd be running any other esport that pays. Not to mention a 30-9 kill-death ratio. The only player, aside from his medic, to pull off single-digit deaths. That is the stat line that you see on winning teams for their demo man when they're positing very high kills and very low deaths, because they know when to stay out of the fray, and when they're in the fray, they know how to get the kills.
Well, on Koth maps in general, right? You want to see the thing that shocks me is how many kills. Like 30-9 is ridiculous. That shouldn't be allowed to happen. The police are probably on the way right now. That shouldn't happen. But you want to see your demo have very low deaths on a Koth map. On the other side, Bull is at 25 deaths, which is higher than other members of the team, including both scouts. That is not a thing that you can do. Although DPM is still fine at 300, you can't lose your demo that much and expect to win on a Koth map. You're gonna see like 2 things, right? Like you're gonna see low demo deaths and high DPS, and you usually will see a scout with a very lopsided KD.
Oh yes.
We don't have that because Saigai sucked up all the kills. Actually, what looks like Payne has 23 assists. Pretty sure Saigai is stealing those kills there.
Exactly. That was, yeah, and I don't know if you're aware of this. Maybe, well, certainly are. You're not that much of a boomer. You're aware of this whole scout meta and everything else going on, and everyone's soaking up the heals and being a much more factor in these Ubers, and the soldiers are just kind of like the the beat sticks that just come in and come out and see you next respawn. But yeah, Pain, bringing it the pain as it were. That's happy cool. Definitely showing a dominant performance in his DPM, which lends to that 23 assists. You don't get 300 DPM and not rack up 23 assists, especially when Saigai's the one pulling in the 100 damage shots on the 40 health soldiers, you know?
Yeah, so rough night there. Saigai, I missed that shotgun pocket soldier that he had, but man, Demo Man is just his true calling.
Yes, Saigai can definitely pull all his colors, no matter where it is. He's got the stuff.
Well, hey, you know, for a first cast back in years, in my case, I think. I don't know how long it's been for you. We did okay, given the fact that we had the
It's
wrong
less than a
rosters
year.
at the
It's not been
start.
that long.
What, I did? Did the SEA still exist last year? Oh man. I thought more time had passed. Look at that.
I thought so too. I felt like you hadn't been here since 2018 at the very least.
Yeah, dude. That's my feels on the inside. So I'm sorry that I forgot that one cast there. but you know, it feels like it's been a while. And
Yes.
so it's pretty good, despite the wrong rosters and a map we had not cast before. But hopefully, it was an enjoyable viewing experience. I'll ask you, Ro. You got anything to say to the people out there?
Yeah, all I have to say is I'm very content that we're still seeing some high caliber TF2 in this transition to RGL. For me, it's been a transition to RGL. I casted a little bit of their seasons, maybe 1 or 2 seasons ago, but I haven't really been following the scene. But it's good to see that pretty much all the players that I've seen before in high level TF2 are maintaining these disciplines and showing their strengths. And we're even seeing maps that I was a part of for the playtest experience also making a rise into the competitive scene. So it's overall it's just a breath of fresh air for the TF2 scene and how it's what we make of it, not what society makes of it.
What the people say. Yeah, basically the way to my heart is Koth maps and Gravel Pit. And I got a Koth
Bring
map
back
tonight.
Gravel Pit, dude.
So,
I'm so fucking serious, dude. That map makes teams. You have to have tactics. It is the breeding grounds of a good team. And
yeah.
it makes for good matches.
Well, it's a great viewing experience. It's absolute hell to actually play, which is why no one does it. Like all of us would be way more bald than we may be if you're of the male persuasion, because it's too intense, most AD maps. But so that's why it's gone, but I'd love to see it sometime. But yeah, Koth maps, great. Anytime I can get a Koth map, it's amazing. So I'm very glad to be asked to come back to cast. Hopefully it was enjoyable. I had a great time with you, Ro. Also, shout outs to Looster coming here on the other side and actually holding all this together, really.
Yeah, shout outs to give a heart in chat for our man Looster. He's been a very consistent force on the TFTV scene and for all of our TF2 coverage. So share some love. Throw a T-Tours in there. Not the bad kind, the good kind. And I think that's going to just about wrap it up for us, Marxist. So we can close things off here. You can give us a very warm-hearted goodbye to the fans.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming around. Actually, I'm given the impression that there will be a cast tomorrow night. Same place at 11 o'clock Eastern as well. So hope to see you there.